Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the BBQ Podcast. I'm here with Evan today. We're actually recording in person this time, so hopefully this will help give us a bit better audio for this podcast. We're not sure. It's my first time doing this, so let's hope it gets better. And I'll take it to you, Evan, right now.
Hello, everybody. It's been a couple weeks since we've done a podcast. This is episode 5, and we are here for another podcast. And today we're going to start off by talking about how in Japan they've cut the Joy-Con prices in about half for anyone who lives in Japan to buy Joy-Cons. And it's about time. I have to say Joy-Cons are pretty bad, to be honest. I like using them, but they don't work very well. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense that Nintendo's doing that. And well, what do you think about that, Boom?
Yeah, I think this is a really good change because, there's just Joy-Con drift and stuff on them. I'd rather just get, this, Pro controller. It's $100 for Pro controller and Joy-Cons. But Joy-Cons are way more likely to break. And just because of that, I just would rather not take that risk. So I decide, let's get Pro controller. Whereas now, people still get these Joy-Cons, which are very versatile, very nice to play with. They're customizable for the Switch as well, which I think is a good thing. The customization is just really fun. I have some really cool colors, combinations. So I think this is a really good thing. And do you think they'll bring this to other regions, Evan?
I'm hoping because I feel like they're just testing it out in Japan. It's probably a good business strategy, to be honest. It'll get more people to actually buy Joy-Cons. Because a lot of people just don't buy them because they know how they don't work that well. Mm-hmm. So it would probably actually be good for Nintendo from a business standpoint. And then people would also hate them a lot less for the Joy-Cons. And then they also wouldn't have to deal with warranties as much and stuff like that because people wouldn't be trying to send them in as much. And of course, as we know, trying to send Joy-Cons into Nintendo, as me and Boom have both experienced, is not easy. Not easy, to say the least. So it would definitely help Nintendo free up a bit of warranties coming in.
Yeah. So I think this is a really good change. I hope they do bring this to other regions as well, because $50 for a pair of Joy-Cons, I'd rather just buy them in Japan and ship them over. Go on vacation to Japan and get the Joy-Cons.
Exactly. No, go on vacation to Japan and just stock up on Joy-Cons. That's a strat.
Once COVID's over, of course, guys. We're not telling anyone to go out there if you're not comfortable or anything. Make sure to obey the government regulations.
Not even can you go to Japan?
I think you could. It depends on what countries you're in, I think. Well, whatever. Not on that.
Anyways.
If you're able to go to Japan, if you really want to go and you feel like it's worth it, and you're fine doing the 2-week quarantine or the test, whatever they make you do there, you can maybe go to Japan and...
you'd have to be there for 2 weeks and a day.
Yeah. You need to be there for quite a bit of time. I'll just say that. Or you can just get a test. I think a lot of places are making you do. But, again, we're not professionals here for the travel. This is not a travel podcast. This is a video game podcast. We're the exact opposite of travelers, actually. We stay in our rooms and watch YouTube videos and make YouTube videos and play video games. So, on that note, I think that's all we have to say for that. So, I'll go to the next one. So, Apple announced the next iPhone. Personally, although I don't know much about this so far. I'm gonna be honest. I just saw the announcement. I was we can cover it. I'll everyone else know, I can put iPhone 12 in the description now. That's free clickbait, So because of that, I decided to put it in here. So yeah, they released the iPhone 12. I personally don't see much changes from the iPhone 10 still, but some people like it. But yeah, and Apple released a new one. So do you have any thoughts on that, Evan?
Well, iPhone 12. I don't know. I feel like iPhones are coming out every year almost. Is that what it actually is?
Yeah, I think that is actually accurate. But that's with most phone brands. But
That's true.
But Android, I think 4 different phones of Android get released each year.
Yeah.
But
that's because there are multiple different companies.
Yeah. So you can't really argue with that too much. But yeah, I'm hoping, because I do realize Apple here, they kind of have an issue now of competing with themselves now more and more.
True.
Because people are keeping on their older iPhones more and more because they've been making them better and better. Therefore, people are just reselling them and buying used ones because they're like an iPhone 10 compared to an iPhone 12. This is like a supercomputer in your pocket. Most people don't need that to go on Snapchat and Instagram. But like, let's be honest here, especially since a lot of teenagers and stuff like the iPhone quite a bit. So I'm not sure what the sales will be, but hopefully it works out for Apple's. I don't like seeing companies fail necessarily unless like really bad with business practices.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Apple has that. So
Well, I can say I know a number of people who are going to purposely break their phones so their parents buy them the iPhone 12.
Yeah, I mean, my parents would probably just give me a bad worse phone or no new phones.
Yeah.
So that's what we call the rich kids there. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Alright, so next up, guys, we have Overwatch League is now starting later than usual. So basically, they usually start in March, if I'm correct. I'm not actually 100% sure, but they usually start about a bit earlier than what they're doing. But this year, they said they're going to start up the league again in April, after the off season here. That's very interesting because a lot of people are like, why would you do that? Like, that's going to be a lot less money. So just on that note there, Evan, I'm going to say, do you have any ideas why you think they may be doing this later release?
So, yeah, well, what you said before, was that because of Overwatch 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
It might be coming out later. And, that might make sense. I don't really know. I think that's the only thing that would really explain why they might be pushing it back, because there isn't really any other reason, because it's an online sort of tournament thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I do know they usually would compete in person, and they travel to like Korea, all these different places, many of these teams. But now they're just doing it online. But this is causing a huge switch between like these two areas because there's only like 5 teams in Asia, and all the rest are in North America and Europe. So they're usually playing the North American European servers, which can cause a huge like differences in like skill, competing and stuff. So because of that, I think it is Overwatch 2, but I'm just, it's very interesting because, Overwatch 2 said where there's some leaks that say it could be released in February. So that's what I'm hoping for. It gets released in February with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox, the new Xbox that's coming out, Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X. And with both of that, I just hope it comes without. But this would also help. That would also explain since it's coming out in beta, hopefully, in the February, according to the leaks. This could really help out with, like the league, because they're very closely related, those two.
So would they do like some sort of Overwatch 2 league? Do you think?
Well, I'm not sure, to be honest, because Overwatch 2, I'm pretty sure it's mostly player versus environment.
Oh.
So like, they can maybe do some stuff, and Overwatch 2 will still continue for like the PvP modes, right?
Right.
But Overwatch League will sure try their best to promote this new game, right? As they'll be very closely related with these ties. So, yeah, but again, I think this has to be the reason, because otherwise, I'm not sure why they wouldn't be starting earlier, because the teams gotta pay their players during the off season, right? So the sooner they get started, the more likely their players are getting paid while being very good at this game. And on another note, so this isn't part of the script we have here. It's kind of a little bit of a script here / topics, but I just want to let everyone know that like this money thing actually is a problem, because like for instance, the Paris Eternal, they traded three really good players and two good players and one coach to the Dallas Fuel recently, most likely because of money. I think they traded Sparkle and I'm trying to remember that guy's name now. Rush for the coach, I know that much. I think it was like Hanbin or something for the other guy for the which was a support, all to the Dallas Fuel. Paris is known as one of the teams with the least amount of budget in the Overwatch League. So they couldn't afford these really good players because they were really good this year. I think they were top 3 teams probably in North America. So it's just hurting these teams like the Paris Eternal don't have much budget is just the later option. So what do you think of that there, Evan?
It's an interesting move. So that's one of the not much money teams, like low budget.
The Paris Eternal is a very low budget.
Very low budget.
But the Dallas Fuel is a pretty big money spender, let's just say that.
So why would they trade those players, do you think?
Well, I honestly think since the players are traded to Dallas Field for money, right? So the
Right.
players gave the players for money. I honestly just think that I also think maybe because so right now they're kind of a bit in between Korean and European team right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are trying to either make full Korean teams or like full local teams. So like, for instance, I think the London Spitfire right now, they're trying to make a European team, like very centered around Europe. Because a lot of people probably watch games if it's like players where they live by. Like,
Right.
for instance, if like let's say a Canadian is more likely to watch a team from Toronto, and let's say Seoul, right? Because they understand their language, and then plus it's a bit more relatable. Like they have the dream then themselves, right? So I think that could partially be why too. They're maybe doing that too, not only because of budget, but because they want to get a more European central.
Yeah, that makes sense. And obviously, time zones are a big deal for a lot of people. So being able to watch matches at a time that is, easy to watch, in the evening, when they're not busy, rather than in the middle of the night when they're supposed to be sleeping, that definitely would get more people to watch.
For sure. Because like for instance, I remember I felt this experience too before because the grand finals this year they're actually played in Korea, and because of that, I stayed up very late a lot of those nights. / woke up very early to watch it because I think it was like 3 p.m. Korean time, so it was like 3 a.m. where we live, me and Evan. So I'm like, all right, time to wake up at 2 a.m. Get the clock right now and watch the grand finals. And then my whole sleep schedule is ruined for the next week. So
right,
yeah. But just making local players too. But I don't think that issue with the time zones can be fixed really until we start doing the traveling matches again. So hopefully they do that again once COVID's done. And yeah. Next up, guys, we have Overwatch Halloween update. It's their seasonal Halloween update again. They pretty much do the same things each year for nowadays. So they have Junkerstein's Revenge, a new game mode, which is like a PvP. They've had this for the past few, but it's like a new game mode because they've added a few more challenges to it. They have this ghost that goes around killing you. They have like these Somnics will explode around you. So they made it a bit more challenging this year for older and newer players, wherever you would like to play, really. And they also had a whole bunch of new really cool skins. So if you want to go there to buy the skins, or if you want to get 7 wins a week or 9 wins a week, you can also get the win skins. If you know what I mean, win skins. So yeah, Evan, do you have anything to say about that update?
It sounds pretty cool. I think a lot of people will be pretty excited for that. And obviously, you told me there were some like Halloween like game modes that people were making and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I know that's not part of the update, but there's some other cool things coming up because of Halloween on Overwatch. So hopefully I'll actually get to play a couple of those. I need a micro SD card on my Switch. I have to keep deleting software so I can download the other stuff.
Yeah, Evan has a slight issue with no micro SD card. I mean, I'm about to get out of that issue because I got a micro SD card for my Switch. But I just have so many downloadable games only. I gotta have more space again now. So I think I'm gonna buy a new one too. So get okay with that. Maybe you could see me at like Best Buy if I buy it from there.
Yeah.
So on that topic, with the Halloween update on Overwatch, another game you and me both like has a Halloween update as well. So we have Evan with that today.
Yes, Rocket League has a Halloween update, which is pretty cool. Of course, this is the first time Epic is running any sort of update like this on Rocket League. So, it's Epic, so we're going to get something, I don't want to say
Battle
epic.
Pass.
We're going to get something different. So me and Boom played this game mode on Tuesday, I think it was.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
We played it once and then we went back to the normal game mode. It is interesting. I'll say that. And it's kind of weird how it works. Basically, what happens is you have to hit the ball and it like curves and it goes really fast toward the opponent's net.
Yes.
And then
it's called Cheat Staker, by the way, guys.
That okay. So it's really weird, and it takes it's a very different strategy. You probably want to keep 2 people on defense all the time, just because it shoots across the field. 1 second you think you're about to score, the next second it's in your own net. So and then the ball also changes colors. You know, like which one it is, and it uses like a neon green and a neon pink as the team colors instead of the standard orange and blue.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. If you haven't tried it out, I'd recommend at least giving it a try. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't, but it's not bad. It's interesting, I'll say that.
Yeah, and maybe me and Evan could also we'll maybe have a video coming about that game mode. So if you guys want to see that in action, stay tuned to the channel, and you may see me and Evan play it. Me and someone else, or sorry, not me and someone else. Evan and someone else, I should say. It depends on what Evan decides to do. It's his channel, so yeah, if you want that, there could be a video coming. I'm not sure because
yeah, and my YouTube channel, you can find it at tinyurl.com/eevn10-yt.
Yeah. So, and we also at the end of it, we'll have a little. At the end of each podcast, we'll have a little slight hearing thing at the end, which will say,
yes,
the subscribe to. So if you need to, just search up, and you should be able to find it. All right. So next up we have news related to 3D All Stars. So Evan, will be towards you again.
Yeah. So, an analyst predicts that Mario games from the Super Mario 3D All Stars collection, that of course was recently released on September 18th of this year to celebrate Mario's 35th anniversary. They have predicted that these games will indeed be coming out individually once the limited time version of the collection expires in March, I believe it is. So, yeah, people were pretty angry that the collection is going to be a limited time. And, of course, we saw this with Super Mario All-Stars 25th Anniversary Edition on the Wii. But that was different because, one, that wasn't the first time they ever released that collection. It had been released on the Super Nintendo twice, actually. Once with Super Mario World and once without Super Mario World. So, people could easily get access to the actual game. And the only thing different about the collection was that it came with like a booklet in the case. So, but with this, we've never had these games in these like sunshine and widescreen with like 1080p. We've never seen Galaxy in 1080p, which honestly they probably didn't touch up that much. The game looks like it was just made well, and the Wii just didn't run it that well because it's pretty old. And then we have 64 with the Shindao version, but that's now updated to really nice, crisp graphics. And I was actually just watching the 1120 race last week on Saturday, and watching 64 and Sunshine in that, I hadn't seen them look that bad in a long time because I'd been used to Sunshine and widescreen, and watching them 4:3 with those awful graphics was just painful. So this is definitely something that people are gonna want to buy for a while. It's like a really awesome collection, and everyone was just really mad that it was gonna go off sale, right? So now that's coming out. That analysts are predicting that it will be releasing individually. That's pretty cool. That means that these games are going to be accessible for people for a while to come, which is great. If you do want to get your actual collection one that comes with the actual 3D All-Stars cartridge and includes like each game in the title screen, which is very underwhelming, but it's there. Then definitely you have to go out and buy your $80 copy soon, before March. You still got time. Physical copies will be produced until sometime in March. But if you don't care about that, just wait and
that's all this Mark. Yeah, and this is correct.
I hope this is correct. If you don't have the money to buy it right now, then things are looking good for you. We're on the right track here. But Boom, if this does release, what do you think they're gonna do for prices?
Yeah, I mean, I think knowing Nintendo, I think they're going to be getting every money they can out of this. Like, first of all, I don't know if I think the 3D All Stars, that could be the only time they touch it up. Like, I don't think they made them touch it up as much with the releases of these. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do think if you are gonna not get this suggestion, don't expect them to be all touched up as much as the collection is, and I think they're gonna try to get a lot of money of them, maybe like 60 $80, like Canadian. Like I'm hoping not, but knowing Nintendo, I think they may try
think they're gonna go for more like 30 or 40, especially for like 64. Maybe they'll try to bump it up a little bit on Sunshine and Galaxy, but I mean, even like 25, because I just don't see those games actually selling if they were at that high of a price.
It really depends, because like maybe I would agree with maybe like the 64. In fact, they could probably even maybe increase the price of Nintendo Online a bit, and then make a 64 emulator on there too. Like
yeah, and that's also something that is being speculated whether we're gonna get a 64 or not. If we or like an N64 thing like that on Nintendo Switch Online, just like NES and SNES. And, you know, people are hoping that's coming soon. I think it'll either come end of this year or sometime next year. Or not end of this year. Maybe like, yeah, definitely sometime next year or the year after if we do get that. Hopefully not that late. But, you know, this might not ever come out either, right? If Super Mario 64 is put on there, I would expect it to be the original version, though. The version that was released in every region of the world. And it'll be the just normal version with the normal graphics. That's what I would expect if they did put that on there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really
Which means BLJs.
yeah. So I'm personally, I really hope, because I really hope that eventually Nintendo, like maybe not even on the Switch, but like eventually they just do a complete remake of Super Mario 64, like full HD, just fully remade. I think that'd be really cool.
That would be really cool. And that's something we can definitely hope for if, but, you know, that's always something they might try to hold for another console, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Nintendo can't give us too much, otherwise we'll expect too much for the next one.
Yeah. I think one day we will get 64 in widescreen, but it's just gonna take some time.
But next up, guys, we have the Switch U.
Also, one more. The Switch U. Okay. Nintendo almost goes bankrupt again 10 years later.
They really didn't learn from their mistakes on that one. That's a joke, guys, by the way. I don't think they'll be releasing a Switch U. At least, hopefully not.
Oh, right, they're gonna go, they're gonna follow the iPhone path. Switch X, guys!
it'll be like the DS, the new DS is Switch 3DS XXXXL! Oh.
Okay,
I'm sorry about our jokes here about these, you know, Nintendo stuff.
But, also, if they are gonna release these games later, something that people were really disappointed about when they found out what the collection was actually going to include was Super Mario Galaxy 2. And if we are getting these games on, like, just selling individually later on, Nintendo can make a fairer profit if they sold Galaxy 2. And they could probably sell that one for, like, 50, 60. By the way, all our prices are in Canadian. So in American, it's, like, $20 less for, like, the $80 games are, like, $60.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just so you guys know, we're talking Canadian prices. Sorry.
Don't listen to the, I think it's, listen notes. Don't listen to it. They say we're from America. That's not true. Don't believe that, guys.
But, yeah, so if they, like, they could mark up the price on Galaxy 2 a fair bit, because it didn't actually come out in the collection.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope that, like, Switch, I'm pretty sure the Nintendo Switch right now has pretty much more games than any other console that were released in the same, like, generation, like PS4, Xbox One.
Right.
So this is a really good thing for the Switch. The more games they have, like right now, it has plenty of games. Like, in fact, it has more and more shooters. Like, I'm actually surprised. Like, this is the one game, like Nintendo console, that actually has like shooters. Like, they have Overwatch, that's a shooter. They have Rogue Company, which is a game we talked about last time. It's like kind of CS:GO. And also like what's it called? Yeah, now I'm trying to remember. There's like Spellbreak, which is another good game. Like, they have a lot of like these like PvP games that are like shooters a bit more. Fortnite even, like, these are all the first games that came out on the Switch, which I wouldn't figure would come on a Nintendo console. Like, usually Nintendo is a bit more leaning to the family-friendly side, so more and more games like this is a really good thing for Nintendo, because it has a lot of games, like, especially if you use, like, the techniques to, like, use other countries' eShops, like the Netherlands, Japan, stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
So,
and like lots of people are actually starting to say like they don't actually think Nintendo did that much work on Galaxy. And most people are thinking that a lot of it was just moving it off of the Wii that made it look better. And like the Switch is obviously a lot more powerful as far as graphics capabilities, and it's obviously touched up a number of things.
Yeah,
but I don't think they spent that much time on it. So like moving Galaxy 2 over would really not be that much
and
work.
actually, on that note, that'd be very interesting, because I saw this test comparison for battery life on different Switch stuff, like each of the 3D Mario All-Star games and Galaxy, Odyssey, right? And most of the time, Sunshine would get the Switch to die faster than Galaxy. So that would actually make a lot of sense if all they did was convert it to the Switch. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, obviously
then the battery life, that would make a bit more sense, maybe.
Yeah, obviously adding some of the stuff they added for Sunshine, like making it widescreen, updating all the textures, it's gonna make it a much bigger game. So it would make sense that it's taking up more processing power and everything.
More battery life than Galaxy, which I find is crazy. And don't even be like, and you got me thinking, wow, what happens if someone's brightness was like, slightly higher, slightly lower, connected to the internet? All of them are on airplane mode, and none of them include online features, so why wouldn't that be on? And then mid brightness, pretty much exactly. So that should be roughly the same that everything's using. So we have that for that. So now that we're talking about how many games there are on the Switch now, and just how many games are on the Switch in general, Apex Legends is coming on the Switch. I just read the announcement this morning, and I was like, oh, I gotta write this down in the notes. So I wrote it on the notes. They said they were going to release it with the Steam version that just got released very recently. They moved it from Origin to Steam. And they said, oh, we were going to put it on the Switch with Season, I think, 77. But they decided not to, as there were some issues with it or whatever. So they're thinking around January it will come out. Do you think this is a good thing? Or what do you think of it?
Well, I think this is good for, obviously, Apex Legends fans. And it's going to make some... I think it'll sell pretty well on the Switch. I'm sure there are a number of people who are pretty hyped up about this coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty hyped out about it. So I played Apex Legends a few times. It's a good game, good quality. There's going to be cross-platform play and all that stuff, which is cool. Good. Another voice chat feature game, so because I know people really about Overwatch or just download even Fortnite just for the voice chat features.
Right.
So they can talk to their friends when they're, oh, do you want to play Smash Bros with me? Oh, yeah. I'll just start from Fortnite. Close Fortnite real quick. Stuff like that, because Nintendo Switch voice features suck. Yeah. So I think this is a really good thing.
And if he's like that.
I'm also pretty sure it's a free-to-play game, so... I'm not 100% sure. Do you think is it free to play?
I actually don't know.
I'm not sure. It's either like $20, which is still relatively good, or free to play. So if you have extra money, or if it's free to play and you have some extra space, it's a good game to download. Play it out. It's kind of like Fortnite. At one point, everyone was like, "Oh, it's going to kill Fortnite, this game," and then a month later, everyone forgot about it. So that never happened. Yeah. So I don't think I have much to add about that. So next up, guys, we have an important announcement about Minecraft accounts. So we have Evan for that.
Yes, this is very, very important. Minecraft account migration. All Java accounts will no longer be using the Mojang login or the legacy login that has been used up to this point, starting in some number of months from now.
Basically, I'll explain this a bit too here. So basically, everyone who owns one, they're gonna start emailing detailed what's the word for it now? Tutorials, I should say, I guess, on how to do this process, right? And using this process, you should be able to easily move it from a legacy / Mojang account into a Microsoft account. That's what they're converting everyone in. 1.16.4, they may add like this like social feature. So that will be relatively good for that. So let's just hope, that works out well. Another thing is that this is a really cool thing actually. Some people don't like this. Actually, I'll say this part a bit later. A lot of people don't like this feature as it's a hassle, but you just gotta think about what they could be doing with this thing, right? Like they could make cross-platform play with all the things Java. With like they could play on the server someone who's on Windows 10 edition, Bedrock edition, sorry, with Java. Like that could be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not the biggest fan, but what are your opinions on?
Yeah, I think it could be fine. And it is a bit of a pain to move everything over to a Microsoft account, but I think it'll work out. And hopefully, there aren't too many problems with it. But yeah, I do think some of the opportunities, with what they could do with cross-platform play would be pretty cool. And
yeah, so mentioning that, so basically to prevent these problems when they're all accounting, they're going to give people instructions to like do it in like a certain amount of time. So let's say they'll have a group of people to do it in the first month. They'll email them and they'll let them slowly do it out for the month. So they'll kind of like trickle slowly all the accounts that can do it. So that not all of a sudden there's like, I think there's like, there's a lot of people on it. Like there's probably millions of people. So instead of all of a sudden just millions of people going on this server, like, so not this, the server of the web, like where the website's sorted on this website, that could crash the website really easily, cause issues with everything. So to prevent that, they're doing slowly trickling it over to the other edition.
Yeah.
I'm fine with this change as long as my name doesn't get changed to something stupid like Sparkling Mermaid 445. Because like Microsoft account names are really dumb. That's what my first account name was for like so long was Sparkling Mermaid 445. I think something like that. It was really dumb, but. Yeah, I just hope that this new social update they're going to be adding soon, I think it's on 1.16.4, works well with this. And, you know what? I'm going to spoil it now. Basically, all the people who own the Java Edition account, they're going to give them a reward for doing this. So everyone who has who does this is going to get a free cape. What do you think of that, Evan?
Free cape? I think it's so worth.
Yeah, I mean...
Ethan's excited.
Yeah, Ethan's in the background here, and he's jumping up and down right now. He's technically not supposed to be in the studio when we're recording, but he smuggled himself in here, so... Ethan's kind of like the guy who smuggles stuff across the borders. And by that, I mean, like, the legal, like, drugs and stuff. So with that, I think that's very interesting, but I do think this will devalue the capes quite a bit. Yeah. There's, like, people will spend lots of money on these accounts just to get a cape, right? Like, for instance, people will pay, like, I think I saw, like, over a code for, like, a Minecraft cape selling for, like, thousands of bucks, like, $2K. Like, that's a lot of money. Canadian, I think, by the way. So, just with that, like, this is a really good way to devalue the capes, so then people are not likely to pay for that stuff that's technically against their terms of service, like the EULA. So what do you think of that? Do you think this is a good strategy to maybe, stop that illegal trade there?
Yeah, I think that could help. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about that, but we'll see how it goes, and hopefully it'll work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think this devaluing of it is going to be a good idea, and yeah, so you know what, guys? I think we may have an interview after this. So this is going to be the end of this segment, and we'll see you all in the next segment. So.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. And right now we are here with MTBLife, or also known as Ethan Skates. We'll be calling him Ethan, and we're just going to ask him a few questions about his channel. So, Ethan?
Yeah, there he is. You guys can hear him. So, we'll ask him to speak louder if ever needed. Just make sure you guys can hear him all right. Hopefully this is fine. So me and Evan will be alternating asking questions. So I'll start off with the first question. What inspired your YouTube videos?
Mountain biking.
Okay, so he said mountain biking. As you can tell, he's pretty much a mountain biker type guy. What inspired you to start mountain biking? I'll say. Speak a little bit louder if you don't mind.
The hydro cut.
He says the hydro cut. Ethan likes to bike in hydros, which for those who don't know, hydro means pretty much electricity.
Yeah.
From like Canadians, because that's kind of
Yeah.
spit slang.
Well,
Next.
hydro's also a type of power because
It
it's
is.
like hydro's like water
Yeah,
pushing a thing.
yeah, we mean
that
like
makes-
electricity here.
Yeah, so that's what we mean
The
by this hydro.
cut is a trail network.
Okay. Ethan, you can say about close to the mic here, eh? Sorry about this guy's professionality here. Ethan, everyone have the next question.
So, which video of yours have you watched the most?
The Rotary Bike Park video.
He said the Rotary Bike Park video.
And why did you watch that one a lot?
Because it was a really cool bike park that had a lot of cool jumps. So I watched it a bunch of times.
And what did you think was cool about the video other than just the bike park?
I don't think there's much really cool about the video.
Isn't that the video where you fell over trying to do a wheelie?
Well, that was kind of funny. No, it's called a manual when you're not pedaling.
Oh, whatever.
That's very interesting there, I was supposed to say. Yeah, Ethan's a very interesting guy, as you guys can tell already. You should check out his YouTube channel, MTBLife. What's your process for making YouTube videos, Ethan?
So first, we plan out what we're gonna do and where we're gonna go, and then we get all of our expensive camera gear.
Expensive.
When he means expensive, he means his phone camera, by the way, guys.
And a stick-bot tripod. So yeah, then we go to where we're gonna film the video, and we first start out by making our intro and telling them what we're gonna do, and then we show a bunch of clips of us riding, and we talk to them about what we're doing for a bit, and then we do more riding, and then we end the video with the outro.
On a high note or on a low note, usually?
Usually on a high one, but soon we're gonna have to do it on a low one because eventually we're gonna crash.
That's gonna be the last video he's gonna do, I think, guys. He's gonna have like a whole epic story. He's gonna crash into a house. He's like, last video. No, it's like an epic movie trailer. So yeah, that's actually a pretty interesting process of making videos. So next we have Evan for the next question.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the Minecraft account migration?
I think that it's gonna be bad if they make things on your account change and make your usernames bad and other things on your account change and cause you to lose stuff on your account.
So you're telling me you don't want your name to be Sparky Mermaid 4457?
Well, that is a cool one, so I'm gonna have to say, as long as it was that one, then I'd be okay with it.
But Sparky Mermaid 4458 would suck, not 7. Yes, have that 7 in there.
Good, 7.
Yeah. So that's our interview, I think, pretty much with NTBLife. If you want to know more information about him, just check out his YouTube channel, NTBLife.
Or his old YouTube channel.
Or his old YouTube channel, Ethan Skates. That is spelled really weird. It's like with an 8 in it. It's like how like skater kids will write their lates and stuff. Whatever that one is. And yeah, you guys should be able to find it. And there's plenty of videos, I think, on this YouTube channel if it was like the Evans YouTube channel about with him. And stay tuned for a collab between me and NTBLife on my YouTube channel. I'll be in the link in the description of this podcast if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're not watching on YouTube,
watch on YouTube.
Just go on YouTube to find it. Okay, so that's everything for now. Bye for now.
Go subscribe to my YouTube channel at EEVAN10 on YouTube. That's EEVAN10 on YouTube. You can also find my Twitch channel with the same username. And don't forget to go subscribe to BoomBQ as well.
Hello, everyone. Sorry about that, guys. That was my bad. So basically, when we're doing this after podcast, we use Discord. I accidentally moved us into the wrong channel, so I got a little bit late there. I'll just be honest there. Yeah.
Oh well,
I'll
not
let
a
Evan
big
do the
deal.
intro.
But
Yeah, this is as professional as the regular podcast.
yeah. So something new about this post commentary session right now is that we're on Twitch and YouTube. We're streaming live to both of them now. So if you would are in the chat on either platform, you can ask questions. If you want us to talk about something this time, every time the podcast is live. Also, if you haven't followed me on Twitch or you haven't subscribed to me on YouTube yet, go hit the links to go to the other platform and hit that follow or subscribe button. And also follow BoomBQ down below. But enough with the plugs. Let's talk about something. So Boom, I know, had something he wanted to say about the Xbox microwave.
Yeah, so you know the new Xbox they announced, the Xbox Series X, Xbox Series X, right? People are like, wow, these things look like speakers and a mini fridge. So a few days ago, a spokesperson for Microsoft said, well, actually, this is our opening into the appliance industry. So they're actually just going to be scrapping the console altogether. They said they scrapped it on October 7th. And basically, they're making it into a mini fridge now because this is their first start into the appliance industry. It's gonna be like Samsung fridges. If you ever had one of those, you know they have like the tablets on them, like it's kind of like a video game. People play Fortnite on their fridges nowadays, so it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be gaming inside your fridges. It's kind of like when Razer made that like toaster. So Evan, what's your thoughts on that?
It's revolutionary.
It honestly is.
Just the thought of it is so beautiful.
Sorry, I'm trying to hear guys. Sorry, no, I'm trying to get emotional. But yeah, so Microsoft's now in the appliance industry. Okay. Okay, guys, I'll just let you know now that we were joking. It's actually true. We don't want to get sued for like slandering Microsoft or anything. So, I'm just gonna let you know that we're joking. So, don't sue us, please. What else should we talk about? Do you have any other topics?
Well, I just wanted to remind everyone in the northern hemisphere, daylight savings time starts next week.
Yeah, as you can tell, this is a lot less scripted than what we usually do. It was a pretty low news week. On another note, there's a sale going on right now in the Nintendo eShop. There's like this one game. It has like 8 hours of like actual gameplay. It's on stuff for like $2 right now. It's like a Nintendo made game. So if you want to pick that up, you can pick it up. Buy that. It's like $2. Yeah. I also heard. So in the podcast, talk about Japan cutting Joy-Con prices, right? So I read an article today.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is accurate or not. I haven't checked. It could just be the States. But apparently, Nintendo has cut the price for an individual Joy-Con, so only one of them, because you can get them individually, by $10.
Oh,
So now
bad.
it could be cheaper if you just buy 2 individual ones for Joy-Cons. So I guess they're cutting prices here too. Hopefully they continue with that because I like cheap.
Yeah, well, I really want to buy some Joy-Con. It's just too much money.
For sure. Which reminds us, if you guys would like to sponsor this podcast so we can get more Joy-Cons, we can get better mics, anything like that, just DM us on Discord. I think Evan has a business email in his channel about page, so just feel free to email him, DM us, anything like that, and yeah, we'll talk about sponsorship.
I don't know if I do have an email in it. Do I?
You said you had a business email, so if
you can
it's probably
email.
more reliable for you guys to like. I'll be honest, it's probably more reliable for you guys just to DM us on Discord. So if you're corporation or just an individual who wants to sponsor. But we do cheap sponsorships, just DM us with
You
an
can
offer.
email me at eevn10 alt@gmail.com if you
For
want to get a hold
business
of me through.
related.
Sorry?
That's only for business, right?
Yeah, that's only for like you.
Yeah, so that's for business guys. So just don't send like your fan art or anything in there.
I mean,
If you want to send fan art, just go join the Discord.
yeah, that's probably a better spot for it. If you don't have Discord, I guess you can send it on an email. I don't really care. I never really check that email anyways, but I do occasionally.
Hey, what's the worst that can happen, right? So it can
Yeah.
be a delay, but yeah, we're professionals, so sponsorship sales are cheap.
Anyways, guys, please give us some podcast topics so we have some more stuff to talk about in the future. Of course, new games and stuff coming out has lightened a little bit in the past little bit. They kind of all came at once, which was pretty cool. But
Yeah,
there's a bit less for us to talk about, at least right now.
I mean,
Like
I think we're. I mean, yeah, I mean, every game pretty much has a Halloween update, so we can
that
talk
is
about that.
true.
But like, I'm just saying that will get old really quick for a lot of people, so that's why I try my
Mhm.
best not to listen to too many updates for Halloween because I don't want to, cause oh my goodness,
Yeah.
this whole podcast is for Halloween updates.
I know, right? And
So
if if there are Christmas updates in games coming soon, we will be covering all of them because I love Christmas.
yeah, Evan suffers from OCD, obsessive Christmas disorder. So we may have to deal with that once Christmas comes around.
Yeah, I'll just be talking about Christmas for the entire podcast.
Yeah, really interesting. So we could have maybe we could have a Christmas special, but I know for me, I think we'll probably take Christmas off, guys. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
So
probably.
actually, I'll let you guys know what the podcast plan is. So we're going to we'll probably keep Christmas off, and we'll probably start back in like the third week of January or so, and we'll probably start season 2 then. So we'll have a bit.
Uh, it appears that BoomBQ is disconnected from the call. I don't know exactly what's happening there, but we can't hear him. So hopefully he's able to get back on. But yeah, he was just saying we're planning to probably start season 2 in the new year after Christmas. And then we're working on coming up with some changes that we can make to make the podcast better and more interesting too. Um, so yeah, if you have any suggestions, you can also let us know in the comments on Discord, in chat right now, or anything like that. If there's anything that you think we could change, it's better, and we'll consider your suggestion. But yeah, there are a few things we're working for season 2. But yeah, we should be going every 2 weeks into Christmas for season 1. I will be continuing to air this on YouTube and Twitch from now on. Um Instead of just airing it on a couple hours. It's less, like, I don't have to like computer on as long, not that I have to do anything here, but I can, and then also it makes it easier for uh moderating chat. And so yeah, but that's about it. I don't know if Boom's gonna be able to get back onto the call. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with that right now. So I think I'm just gonna end the episode because that's about all we have to talk about for today. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Follow me. And go subscribe to BoomBQ YouTube as well. Links are in the description. And if there are other podcast platforms you prefer to watch it, we'll also for that. That's about it. We will see you for the next episode. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.